Hey guys, my name is Soraya, and I want to talk about three things that if you do these three things, your twin flame journey is going to be really painful and really hard. I want to kind of illuminate these things and really shine a light on them and really just become clear on what they are. Let's talk about them. Let's not let it be the thing that's in the closet that nobody talks about. Let's actually talk about it. Because when we shine light on something, it becomes clear and we can finally make a new choice and get really clear on what we are choosing. So yeah, I'm gonna go right into it. These, like I said, are things that tend to kind of sneak in on our twin flame journey, usually because these are deeply ingrained in us and they're very subconscious, meaning like we're not really aware of them. Like it's kind of like that thing you do that you have no idea that you're doing, like whether it's like locking the door when you close it or I don't know, like closing your garage door. I'm like one of these people. I get so paranoid about the garage door when I'm leaving my house. Like my friends always joke about this, but like I'm like, did I close the garage? Because I do it without thinking, and I have this whole there's like a whole thing. I'm working through it. I've got something I need to heal there. But anyway, it's like those things that you do and you just don't know that you're doing it. And a lot of the times these are things that we picked up when we were really young, watching other people in relationships, and we just have these habits and we don't even know that we're doing it. So yeah, we're just going to talk about it. The very first thing that people have a tendency to pick up and do in their twin flame journey is they tend to try to control. And control is like a huge illusion to begin with. No one can actually control anything. It's really like it's the illusion of control, right? Like we think we can control, we believe that we're controlling, we see something that we've made happen, with this control, and we think, oh, control works. It's all an illusion. It's not actually happening. The only person who is in control of your life and what happens, how things unfold is God, is love. And anything that we create outside of love doesn't exist. If it's not based on love, if it's rooted in fear, if it's built on a faulty foundation that's built on an illusion, it doesn't exist. And so a lot of times we have relationships that are not actually very loving relationships, but they're very controlling relationships. And sometimes this is kind of what keeps certain relationships together, is this illusion of control. And it's like there's this like dynamic playing out between two people, and it has the illusion of keeping them together, but really they're not ever together, because anything that's built on control doesn't exist. It's not real love. It's just the illusion of love that you're getting when you try to control. Same is true for your twin flame. The thing about your twin flame, though, is that your twin flame doesn't understand illusions. It's like an illusion-free zone. Control does not get, like, the illusion of control has no effect on your twin flame. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't change anything. It just doesn't work. Like your twin flame just isn't there for it, because they don't speak that language. The only place that your twin flame ever meets you in is in perfect love, is in God's love for you. And control doesn't exist there. That's not a thing. And so, if you're trying to control your twin flame, that's not going to work. You're never going to get results that way. You're never going to see your twin flame give you whatever it is you think you want from them by controlling them. That doesn't work. You can play out that illusion in other relationships if you want to. I don't recommend it. It's not going to be fruitful no matter where you try to do it. But with your twin flame, definitely not. That's like, no, no, that will not work. I promise. So with that being said, just, really look at places that you might be trying to control your twin flame. Sometimes this can come up even in subtle ways with people who are doing the mirror exercise and they're doing their healing work. They can subtly be actually trying to do the mirror exercise and do the work to get a result. I've done this before. As soon as it first occurred to me that twin flames were A, real, and B, like this work works, like this makes sense based on my relationship with God, years prior to finding this work, based on all of my life experiences, based on knowing my twin flame for a couple of years before finding this work. I was like, oh wow, like this actually works. And when it finally hit me, I was like, oh great, I just found the secret sauce to getting my twin flame, and it is to do the mirror exercise. And I like subconsciously, that was the way I approached it at first. And I was being so hard on myself and trying so hard to heal so that I could have the result, which is harmonious twin flame union. I just wanted to be with my man, and I wanted to have my perfect life of love. And I thought that that was the way to get it because that's all I knew. And it was just a deeply ingrained pattern. I just had to run it, let it run its course and become clear on it so I could make a new choice there. But I've done that and it was miserable. It sucks. I don't recommend it. Eventually I hit my breaking point with it and I was like, I can't live like this anymore. And I surrendered it to God. Best thing ever. And my life has just been so much easier since. My whole journey, I mean, even the things that come up with my twin flame are just so much easier to deal with and to move through the feelings that we bring up in each other. Now that like control doesn't exist, the illusion of control doesn't exist in my mind when it comes to that relationship. And so yeah, it's really phenomenal. It makes a huge difference to let go of control. And yeah, just trust the process. And as you do that, you might actually feel some fears come up, and you can just mirror those and love yourself there in those places that you're afraid. And it'll be easier and easier for you to let go of that control. The second way that you are experiencing your twin flame journey being very difficult is due to attachment. That means that you basically have found something or someone outside of you, and you see them as like a vehicle for you to get your good. And you're like, you're gonna love me. You're gonna make me happy. You're going to take care of me. You're gonna make me feel special. You're gonna make me feel wanted, desired, whatever it is you think you want from your partner, from your lover. You like project that onto them, and you're like, I'm attached to you, and you're the source of my good, and I'm gonna get my good from you. In the Bible and in A Course in Miracles, when you see this, they're talking about idols. This is idolatry, right? Like we're putting something before God and we're saying, instead of me having God and having the whole thing, having everything that I actually want in God, I'm gonna just try to like take this little piece of God, put it in this thing. This is like what A Course in Miracles says. I'm saying it a lot more simplified. Course in Miracles, definitely recommend it. But what it's basically saying is, I'm gonna take this little piece of God, I'm gonna project it onto this person or this thing, and I'm gonna take this little piece of God and I'm gonna make that everything to me. And immediately you become a slave to that thing. And immediately you have to like sacrifice to it, and you have to struggle to get it, because all your good is wrapped up in that one person. The illusion of all of your good is in that one person or that one thing. And it's very painful, and your twin flame isn't outside of you. So when you do that, like your twin flame just like leaves, like they just like disappear, because that's not why they're there. They're not meant to be God for you. They're meant to be your partner in God. They're meant to reflect your relationship with God and to be with love with you. But they are not meant to be your source. They are here to point you back to God, to point you back to your true self and to your love. And they don't play that game. You want to attach to them, they will just disappear in thin air. They'll just
gone, because they are not here to be your source. They are here to point you to God. So yeah, let go of that attachment. The very third and final, again, these kind of actually are really interconnected, because, it's all like some kind of control. It's all some kind of like trying to do things your way instead of God's way. But the third way that you are experiencing your twin flame journey being very difficult, where it really doesn't need to be, is in the area of expectations. This can manifest as expectations you have of your twin flame. It can be expectations you have of your relationship, of like how you think your relationship should be or play out, or how it should be experienced. This can be expectations for like how your life unfolds, and like having expectations like, let's say like you expect to be married by a certain age, or you expect, to have your life be a certain way, have a certain kind of career, or have your twin flame come home to you a certain way, or like, I don't know, whatever it may be for you. Everybody's different, right? And it changes over time, depending on what we're experiencing. But we attach all these expectations to things, and we're like, this is what I want. And we're like so intent on God giving us that thing that we want, the way that we expect it to come to us. And we basically are like, God, this is what I want. I expect this to happen this way. And as soon as God doesn't give us what we want the way that we want it, we get really mad, we get upset, we become resentful. It's just not pleasant. It's not pretty. It's not good. It's kind of like we throw a temper tantrum, right? It's not our finest hour when we don't get our expectations. It's not good. It's not what you want. Yeah, like it makes things miserable. And, I wrote a blog post about this recently. You can find on my website down below, about this concept of expectations when it comes to your twin flame journey and in romance with your twin flame. And really, it's just about the fact that you can't actually be romanced if you're in control. What makes romance romantic is that you don't know what's happening, and your twin flame, or God, romances you and does this thing that you never even knew that you wanted in a way that you never expected, and just delights you and just fills you with joy and awe and wonder of just the goodness of God. And that is romantic. And you don't get that if you have expectations. You don't get that if you're so busy looking for God to only do this one thing. You miss this amazing other thing that God really wants to do in your life because you're so caught up in it being your way, the way you expect it. And that's miserable. You miss out on all the wonderful things that God wants to give you. And, we only can conceive of so much that we want. Like, we think we know what we want, but God knows what we want better. I thought I knew what I want when I was dating other men, like before I met my twin flame. I did not know what I want. I did not know that twin flames existed. I didn't know that he was out there. I had no idea that this kind of feelings and this relationship could exist. I did not know. And so, like, if I refuse to open my heart to meeting my twin flame and getting to know him and really seeing, like, who is this person in front of me, and really seeing, like, wow, like, this is actually, like, he's just like me. Like, we're coming from the same place and we're experiencing this oneness. If I didn't open my heart to that, and I was so caught up in what I expected, I would have never even known my twin flame. I would have just missed it, and I would have never had that experience. And so when you surrender those expectations, that's when you really open up your heart to really experiencing God and really experiencing your good, because God knows you better than you do. Like, surprise, he knows you better than you do. And all of those desires you feel in your heart that you're using to create those expectations, God's the one who put those desires in your heart. Like, God created you. God is the one who created you with desires and created you uniquely, like, as you are. And he knows how to meet those needs. He knows how to make you happy. He knows how to romance you to your wildest dreams, but you have to let go of control, have to let go of expectations, have to let go of attachment, and just really allow your perfect love story to unfold and trust God with the process. And that's what you want. You're here for your twin flame, you guys. If you want a soulmate relationship to play the old soulmate games with and to do what everybody else is doing, that's fine. But you're not going to get what everyone, like, you're going to get what everyone else has. You're not going to get something that is so much greater than that, so much more profound, so much more real and meaningful than that. And so, if you want to, walk somewhere, like, put on your shoes. If you want to drive a car to go somewhere, get behind the wheel. It's a different ball game, and that's okay. This is a transcendental relationship to anything you've ever experienced before, and it's safe to allow yourself to be changed on this journey. Jeff and Shalia talk about this a lot in Twin Flame Ascension School, is just allowing yourself to be changed by love. I'm a different person today than I was when I first met my twin flame and when we first started this journey together. I'm a different person than I was when I first found Jeff and Shalia's work. I've changed so much, and I continue to change. And I choose to always change because I know that there's more for me, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing through and looking at my illusions, looking at the places where I was choosing control and choosing fear and choosing limitations, and just allowing God's love to melt all of that away, because I want the whole thing. And I hope you do too, because it is there for you. Letting go of these things, it might seem crazy to you. It might seem like something you've never done, but it is so worth it. And this is the price you must pay to have heaven on earth, is you have to let go of the things that held life together when you were in hell. when you were living in relationship hell and you felt like you needed control, you needed expectations, you needed attachments to make it all work. And you have to be willing to put those things down in order to have God's way. And yeah, it's worth it. You got to have one or the other. I picked this one. So yeah, that's all I've got for this video. I hope this was helpful to you guys. I hope that this really, really helped you become clear on, you know, just maybe where these patterns might be playing out in your own life, because we've all had them come up. And it's just good to be aware of them and to just see them for what they are. And it just makes it a lot easier to make a new choice and to choose love here. If I can support you in any way, if you're interested in any kind of coaching services, and also anything from Jeff and Shalia, Twin Flame Ascension School, the Mirror Exercise, all the stuff, you can find all of that information down below this video. If you liked this video, if it helped you in any way, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next one. All right, bye.